Self-love is not selfish. I repeat.
Self-love is not
selfish. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Can I just stop and say thank you? Thank you so much for all the outpouring of love and support for my first YouTube drop. I saw every comment, every like, I saw every word of encouragement, and it means everything to me. Thank you so very much. Today I have a very interesting video for you ladies, so please stick around to the end. Gosh, I've been so dumb. Like, there was a time in my life where I loved everyone else more than I loved myself, and I was constantly hurting myself. Like, who does that? A lot of us do. I'm sure a lot of us are in that position right now if we were to be honest with ourselves. So today we're going to uncover some of the ways that we should be loving ourselves more. Self-love does not mean me first all the time. It simply means me too. It means including yourself as well. There was a time where I allowed myself to be misused, abused, ill-treated, humiliated, put down, walked over. That was not a cute time. And there comes a time when we need to wake up from our slumber and get our acts together. No more. And guess what? It starts with self-love. So let's get straight into the video. If you recall, we touched on this topic a bit in our last video. So today we're going to go a little bit deeper into some acts of self-love that's going to help us in our journey to becoming a better version of ourselves. There was a time in my life, not too long ago, sometimes I cringe, where I loved everyone else more than I loved myself. Like, what? We deserve the love that we so freely give to everyone else. It is not selfish to love yourself. It's not selfish to prioritize loving yourself. It's not. It's healthy, it's needed, it's paramount. Now, we can't expect the love from someone else that we don't even give to ourselves. You know that saying, if you want something, you give it away? Well, it also applies in this situation. As I mentioned in my first video, the way that we love ourselves tell other people how we expect to be loved in return. So it's very crucial that we master the art of loving ourselves. When we learn to master the art of self-love, we become better lovers. Some of these tips you may have heard before, they might be familiar to you, but there are other more unconventional ones that I wish to explore in this video today. So stay tuned to the end of this video. Forgiveness. Yes, this is a very unconventional act of self-love that is not really spoken about. However, I'd like to go into this a bit. We need to forgive others for the way that they've treated us, for the pain, intentionally and unintentionally, that they may have caused us. Guess what? We need to forgive ourselves. We need to forgive ourselves, ladies. Yes, this is very crucial because we're often told to forgive others for the things that they've done to us. But sometimes we've made some choices in our lives that cause our own selves unnecessary hurt and pain. And we need to let go of those things. We need to stop and forgive ourselves for allowing that ish to slide, allowing people to enter into our lives and take advantage of us and hurt us and cause us to do things that probably we would not have ordinarily done. Forgive ourselves for staying in that toxic relationship too long, for being naive and manipulated. We need to forgive ourselves for the hurt and the pain that we're carrying around. Stop, give yourself a hug. Apologize to yourself, apologize to your body for allowing yourselves to remain in environments that are harmful to you, that cause you hurt, that cause you pain, that cause you abuse, whether it be emotionally, physically, psychologically, mentally. We need to forgive ourselves. That's the only way that we can truly achieve self-love and move on to a better version of ourselves. Learning to say no. Now, a lot of us have a challenge with this, including myself. I'm still a work in progress, learning to tell others no. But I'm learning each day that it's okay to say no. It's okay. It's perfectly okay. And it's perfectly okay to not have to explain why you say no. We need to understand that no is a complete sentence. We don't have to be giving explanations for why we don't feel comfortable with behaviors that are offensive to you or hurtful to you. Just say no and move on and remove yourself from that situation. It is okay. You need to prioritize your comfort and your safety above the feelings of others. Because you don't want to is a good enough reason. That's it. End of discussion. Releasing and cutting off anything and everything that is no longer serving you. Now, a lot of us are walking around with a lot of baggage that is weighing us down. We need to start evaluating our circles and our environments and the people that are in it. The people that are no longer adding value to you, encouraging you, or adding any support to your life in any way. This is dead weight, and we need to shake that off of us. Dead weight holds us back and slows our progression down. Now, if we're confused about who these people are that we need to release from our lives, here's a quick tip. A person's most consistent behavior is who they are. Not what they tell you, not what they promise you, but what they're continually doing. Their actions should speak louder than their words to you. Yes, ladies, so why it's very crucial that we do not delay in severing these ties, especially with persons that we've tarried with, we've forgiven over and over through the years. We've even expressed to them that their behavior is hurting us, it's offensive to us. And you know what? They don't change. So you know what? We have to change. We may not be able to change people's behavior, but we can definitely change the people in our circle, in our environment that are negatively impacting our energies. Also, when a person realizes that you do not have the power to leave or to stand up for yourself, what that does is reinforces their behavior. It does not get better. You only give your power over to them to realize a cycle of repeated abuse and misuse of your trust and the love that you give to them. You may not be able to change a person's misconduct, but you can certainly change them from your life, remove them from your circle, get them out. Healing. And ladies, when I refer to healing, I'm not just talking about the heartbreak from an ex-lover or your childhood crush. I'm also referring to the pains and the hurts that you may be carrying around from an abusive parent or family member, from a colleague, your ex-supervisor, leaders, elders, members of your church. Yes, abuse is also prevalent in the church, and we need to spot these toxic traits and know when it's time to leave. Ladies, we are responsible for our own healing. I know that's a tough pill to swallow, however, that is the truth. So go get the help that you need. Start doing the inner work. Seek counseling. Go book an appointment with a trusted therapist to get the help that you need. Boundaries and standards. Now, we touched on this topic very briefly in our last video, and I don't want to go in too much in this video because I have a separate video explaining and going into a lot more details on how we should be setting standards and boundaries and the difference between them. But this is also a very important part in our self-love journey, so I want you to keep that in the back of your mind. Having healthy standards and boundaries enables you to choose better. You make more sound decisions that will benefit you in the long run. That will save you from a lot of unnecessary heartbreak and trauma. Self-care. Yes, this is the act of self-love that may be more familiar to you. We mentioned this one very briefly in our first video. And just as a reminder, it encompasses taking care of our bodies, mind, and soul, treating ourselves to things that we like. Ensure that you adopt a proper skincare routine. Make sure that you have one for the morning, one for the evening, so that we keep our skin in tip-top shape. Now, ladies, this brings us to the end of this video. I trust that you enjoyed it and you found the information on this useful. And I hope that you put it into practice. Go easy on yourself. Be gentle with yourself. It is okay. Life is made up of the good and the bad, the good experiences and the bad experiences. If we never went through a negative experience in our life, then we wouldn't know how to learn and grow from that situation. So appreciate the good times and the bad times. It's part of the bigger picture. Nothing in this life really exists in isolation. It's a constant exchange of good and bad, light and dark. So Don't despise your past mistakes. In order to love yourself, you cannot hate the experiences that shaped you. Thank you again for being here with me, and if you haven't yet watched my first video, I'm going to leave a link in the description box below. I'm sure you'd find that very helpful. And remember ladies, choose yourself or lose yourself. Bye my lovelies, and I'll see you in the next one. Take one. Mom to that cowboy.